video, I'm going to be showing you a design that is dedicated to the new Barbie movie. Not necessarily that I'm painting anything that is specific to the new Barbie movie, no like movie scenes or anything, but just inspired by Barbie, and I'm uploading it now because of the new movie. It has some really cool little charms that dangle back and forth, and when I was wearing these around the house, I was just like playing with them and shaking my hand back and forth because it is addicting to just play with them. It is so much fun. I hope you guys love them and love this technique. It is just, like I said, it's addicting to just play with them. It is one of those like fidget toys on your nails, and you know I love those. So I hope you like this design as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. I'm going to begin with a coat of the color Pink Madness from Madam Glam, which is a pretty new one. And then I'm going to take a lighter color, a very pale pink, and I'm going to add a circle, an oval in the middle. And I'm going to begin on the thumb. So if you guys are curious what finger I'm working on, this is the thumbnail. And all of these colors are from Madam Glam. I'll put all of their names in the description box below. So if you want to know what they are, you can check there. This is black gel paint. I'm going to use that to paint my Barbie logo silhouette in the center. So this is going to be like the little charm center, the little 3D kind of bubble charm, almost like a pendant in the middle. So I'm going to use my black gel paint and my detail liner to be painting the little Barbie silhouette. I started at the back of her head and I kind of curved that around to do then the neck, and then kind of working my way out. I'm really paying attention to see how far her chin juts out in comparison to the bottom of her neck for the bust. And then I'm going to be adding the nose, the lips, and the little lashes coming out. Painting a little silhouette on the face, this little like profile version, is one of the things that personally I find to be the most difficult to paint. So painting this twice for this design was something I found to be very intimidating. However, you know, conquer, get over it. That's what, you know, something I personally try to do a lot. I'm now going to apply a layer of no wipe gel top coat over the top of this nail, and then I'm going to buff it. This is going to prevent chrome powder from sticking to this so that I can apply some chrome powder later and it won't stick to the background at all. So I'm going to really make sure that I buff this well to get rid of any possible gel top coat residue that's on the surface of this. After I get that completely buffed, I'm now going to use a 3D gel. This is Mirage gel. So this is a very, very thick moldable gel. I'm going to roll it into a long thin snake, and I'm going to carefully press that down, and I'm going to use that to create a border around my little oval that's in the middle of this nail. So I'm going to kind of press it around and then pick it up and then mold it around this this little oval. Going to get it to the center, and I'm going to use a tweezers to cut it. It doesn't cut super easy. This getting it to the center, then you have to smooth it back out a little bit. It might not look perfect in the center, but we're going to add some rhinestones. It'll be fine. Tap it with your finger to get your oval so it's nice and smooth and back to being an oval shape in case it got a little bit wonky. Cure that, and then after it's been cured, take some chrome powder and burnish that over the top of your gel oval, and you have this really cool three-dimensional border around the center of your Barbie logo. Use a little soft brush and remove any extra chrome dust, and as you can see, it did not stick to the background. And then apply some gel top coat over the chrome, so just glossy gel top coat over the chrome and then matte gel top coat over the background. Cure that, and now I'm going to take some builder gel and I'm going to apply a thin layer to the entire inside of my pendant area, and then I'm going to just layer in quite a bit to the middle. After I've got little bits layered into the center so it's looking a little bit domed, I'm going to flip the nail upside down and then cure it quick. That'll give you that nice smooth dome shape, and then some glossy gel top coat over the center. And now I'm going to be using some frosting 3D gel from Madam Glam, and I'm going to use that as my rhinestone glue, and I'm going to be adding just some rhinestones, some pink and black rhinestones around the top and the bottom of my little pendant here. So I kind of went for Barbie jewelry was my concept for this design. And when I get to my little charms, a lot of people I've seen do Barbie charms or just charms on nails, and they put them on the tip. They drill a little hole through the tip of the nail and they put them there, which is a very cool concept. It looks amazing. However, to me, I feel like that would be bothersome to wear because I think as you were typing or you were moving around, they would touch things. However, where I put them up near the cuticle, they're more like tassel. They don't touch anything. They're out of the way. They still have the movement of the charms. They still have the little tinkly noise of the charms, but they are out of the way. So now this is going to be for the index and the ring nail, and this is going to be an ombre of white to the light pink to the bright pink. I did 3 coats of that ombre, and then I'm going to do a layer of
silver glitter. Again, all color names are in the description box below. Now to make our charms, because we're going to do that, so excited, I'm going to sculpt a silver heart with silver acrylic on a nail form backing. I'm going to lay down a bead of silver acrylic, press it in from side to side to create the point, and then use the middle of my brush, or the point of my brush, to make the middle of the heart on the top. Round out the curves at the top of the heart. Press a little loopy piece of wire straight down the middle so that I can hook my little charm onto my nail. And then I'm going to smooth that over. On the back side of my charm, I'm going to paint it pink, and then I'm going to add my little Barbie logo. Of course, if you are going to be doing this with a different charm theme in mind, whatever it may be, you could paint whatever you want on your charms, or you can just make them be rhinestones or whatever your heart desires for your charms. But because we are going with Barbie, we are going to do the Barbie logo again. You could, of course, write the word Barbie. You could do some high heels. You could, whatever you want. But I'm going to do the little Barbie, silhouette logo again. I'm trying to master it. So, 2 times better than 1. So I'm going to do the pink and the black. Instead of doing the light pink, I went with the brighter pink. I'm going to apply some gel top coat over that. And then for my other 2 charms, because I'm going to do 3, I'm going to use some of that really thick gel on a piece of the wire that has the loop on the end, and I'm going to press a heart crystal into that, and then I'm going to cure that, and then on the back side I'm going to just cover it with rhinestones so that no matter which angle it's being viewed from, it looks like it's covered up all the way. Kind of like a big cluster of sparkle, essentially, is what we have going on here. So I'm making 2 of those. So I've got 1 that's the heart with the Barbie on the back, and then 2 that are just crystals and sparkles galore. I'm going to take a jump ring. So this is a circle of wire. I'm going to flatten out one side, so I've got a candy cane of wire. And then I'm going to bend that over so I've got a half circle of wire. That's my goal. It didn't end up perfect, but that's okay. It didn't have to be perfect. So my idea is a half circle of wire. I'm sure if I made more of these, they would get to be better, but for this, the first time around, it was pretty good. So I'm bending it the best I can. I've got my couple wire tools. Mind you, I'm not the best with wire bending. I'm good enough. So I've got a reasonably passable half circle of wire. I thought it was okay. So start by making your candy cane and then bend over your candy cane so that it gets close enough to a half circle. Cut off extra wire, and then you're going to string your charms onto your little charm holder. So we've got first one of your crystal clusters, then your heart, so that's going to be the center piece, and then your other crystal cluster, and then you're going to close your little charm holder. So there should be a little opening in it, so just swivel that shut. And then you're going to set that to the side for just a second. When you're setting it to the side, try to keep your charms from flying all over the place. Try to keep them organized. Grab a little bit more of that super thick gel. This gel is a lifesaver for this project because it's so thick, it doesn't accidentally get on the charms and glue them down. It stayed right where I put it, and it did not accidentally do anything I didn't want it to. Now I'm going to use the help of a tweezers, and I'm going to hold my charms out of the way with my tweezers as I'm going to use a silicone tool to manipulate that thick gel around the edge of the wire. So I'm using the tweezers to hold the charms away from the gel as I move that gel up and over the flat side of the wire charm holder. After I have the gel moved up and over, I'm going to take a flash cure flashlight. I'm going to make sure my charms are still in the center because as I'm doing this, I'm kind of moving things around a little bit. So I'm going to reevaluate what I've got going on, which I'm glad I did before I cured it. And then I'm good. I'm going to flash cure. Flash and hold, flash and hold. Once I'm like, okay, this is pretty solid, then you can let go, fully cure. I'm going to cover up what looks a little bit unsightly, a little bit with more of the crystals because right now it's not that pretty. You've got this half circle of, not that great wire. You've got some gel that's not smooth. So we're just going to cover up all of that mess with more sparkles because that makes everything better. And like I said, it's a little awkward, but really it wasn't that bad to make. And it's keeping all of these charms away from the end of your nail, which to me would just be a bother. So that is my charm philosophy. I love it. And I feel like at some point in time, maybe Christmas, I feel like they could do some really cute things with Christmas charms. I think I have to do that at some point. You'll see it, I'm sure. But now we're going to make a bow because Barbie needs bows too. That just seems like the appropriate thing. I'm going to make a giant black bow. I have my 2 petal shapes of black acrylic. I'm going to fold each of them in half when the acrylic turns matte. After they have turned matte just enough, I'm going to grab the one side of the bow, place it next to the other side of the bow, attach them together with the tiniest little bridge of black acrylic in the middle, attach it to my index nail with some clear acrylic just in the center, hold that until it seems to be staying in place. Then I'm going to scooch some more clear acrylic underneath the sides of the bow to hold it in place. I also like to fill in the loops of my bow with clear acrylic if it's going to be actually on somebody to make sure that it lasts well. Add a little pink rhinestone in the center. Now for the middle nail, I painted the whole nail light pink, and then with my darker, brighter shade of pink, I'm going to be doing the start of the Barbie B for the Barbie logo. This is a very bubble shape. This is like the shadowed version of it, so it's really large. You don't have to do like the thin white lining of the letter. You just have to do the very big shape of it, which actually makes the whole thing easier to me, because if this is a little bit wrong, you can fix it later, but it also helps guide your white writing. So now we get to do the white writing, which is hard to say. Try it 3 times real fast. We're going to take white gel paint and do this. If you don't have gel paint, if you're going to be doing this with white gel polish instead of gel paint, if you're going to be doing any of this delicate painting with gel polish, flash cure or full cure frequently, because gel polish has a tendency to self-level, which means it runs together. So instead of, painting the full B and then curing, I would do one section and then cure it, and then one section and then cure it, so that all of a sudden it doesn't smooth itself out and ruin all of your very detailed lines. The other thing that's really great with this particular combination of colors, because everything is pinks and it's not like you're going from green to pink, which is harder to cover up and color correct. If any of your lines get messed up, you can always go back through with the original color. Like if your dark pink was wrong, you can take some of your light pink and fix it. Apply some matte gel top coat over that nail, and then on your pinky, which is our last one, paint it white, and then with some black, I'm going to be adding some bold black stripes. If you can't tell by my channel name, black, white, pink, that is my jam. So even though this whole Barbie essence is pink, pink, and more pink, I had to add some black into it just to balance it out just a little bit. I also did see some really gorgeous costuming from the new movie that included a black swimsuit or a black and white swimsuit. So I decided to take inspiration from that and include some black and white striping. I'm going to make the stripes really nice and big and bold. That is actually, to me, very difficult, because you need to make sure that they are super parallel and super straight. When you're doing that, I would recommend using a long brush. I have my long fine liner that I'm using. That makes it a little easier, but still take your time and make sure your brush is very well loaded, very evenly coated with your black gel paint. After your stripes have cured, I'm going to go back to my darker shade of pink that I'm using, the Pink Madness, and I'm going to be adding a pink stripe underneath each of the black stripes, just to add the pink, just so that this nail isn't completely in a little black and white island in a sea of pink craziness. So here we are. Here's the final look. Playing with these charms is very addicting. I highly recommend just giving it a try, just, testing the waters. Then we've got the little, jewelry inspired thumbnail. It's just very girly, very, 90s Barbie essence. I hope you love it as much as I do. Don't forget to click subscribe to get my future videos. And if you've seen the movie, I'd love to know your thoughts. No spoilers, please, but just, did you like it? I'd like to know. And I will see you all next time. Bye.